Thanos returns to Fortnite, Supergirl hits us with another trailer, and a Lord of the Rings video game is coming. Welcome to this week's Nerd Roundup hosted by the Nerd Factory. I'm Jake. Let's catch you up. On April 3rd, Fortnite brought back the fan-favorite Avengers Endgame limited time mode where Thanos and T'Challa are fighting against the Avengers in a bid to complete the Infinity Gauntlet. However, since this mode's original debut back in Chapter 1, Season 8, which was 2019, crazy. I remember playing it when it first came out, and the fact that that was 2019 in a completely different decade, it kind of blows my mind. Anyway, since then, Marvel and Epic Games have done multiple collaborations and have introduced new weapons based on the popular franchise, some of which actually got added into the mode. In addition to the original weapons, the new lineup of weapons is Cap's shield, Hawkeye's bow, and Stormbreaker from the original. Iron Man's combat kit and flight kit replaced the Iron Man repulsors, so it's all up to date. You can go fly around where you weren't able to do that back in the original mode. War Machine's arsenal, hoverjet, and auto turret, along with Shuri's Black Panther claws, round off the list. All of which you can find in chests as you would do normally in like a game of Fortnite. Even with these new weapons, however, Team Thanos with the Chitauri are just OP. I played 5 games and Thanos won every time. So I hope they can balance that out a little bit because the mode does go away on April 16th, so 10 days from today. So hopefully it can be fixed, but it's still as fun as I remember, which is nice. James Gunn and DC have finally shown us our first proper look at Supergirl, which is coming to cinemas June 26th. The trailer kicks off with David Cornsweat's Superman being concerned with Millie Alcock's Supergirl leaving Earth consistently, as she won't find her people. Kara then responds with, "I have no people," showing the origins of these characters to be both similar, yet very different. When Kara was sent to Earth, she witnessed, as shown in the trailer, the destruction of Krypton with her own eyes, something that Clark was spared with as he grew up on Earth. However, Kara does have Krypto. Krypto came with her in her pod, so obviously we'll get a little backstory in the movie to do with Krypto. And obviously, we saw him in Superman. And then obviously at the end, spoilers, obviously she took him back. So this movie is set after Superman. So if you haven't seen Superman, go see it before you see the Supergirl. It gives you... It's not a lot of context, but you get to know Krypto a little bit. But Krypto is definitely going to be a main driving point of this movie, as it seems like they will be adapting the comic Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow storyline, where Krypto gets shot with a poisonous arrow by Krem of the Yellow Hills, and Kara goes on a hunt for a cure with Ruthie. I don't know if that's how you say the name. I didn't check before I read the script. I probably should have done that. Whoops. To find their common enemy, all of which was like shown in the trailer. So it's very much, they are very much adapting that storyline. Obviously, what happens in that story obviously might not be exactly what happens in the film. So I won't specify anything else because it could be different. They might do something like completely different. So people who know that story aren't like, oh, I know how the film's going to end, etc., etc. But I think it's a good plot to follow, as the most notable adaptation of Supergirl was the CBS show, where Kara was a bit more like Superman, rather than the Kara in the comics was a bit more of a rebellious character due to her like trauma and experiences of literally watching her home planet and everyone she knows dies in front of her eyes while she gets to deal with the worst survivor's guilt ever written. Because imagine being one of the 2 people pretty much to live, and you get to see everyone die in front of you as you get to fly off into space, not knowing where you're going. Like, no wonder she's a little bit rebellious. Oh, and Jason Momoa finally gets to play Lobo, finally. And I'm actually really excited to see him do it, because he looks like he's having a lot of fun. So, he finally gets to play that and doesn't get to play Aquaman. Although, I'm not gonna lie, he did do a good job with Aquaman. As much as those movies weren't, like, amazing, I guess. But as long as DC keeps up with the standard that they've been doing, because it's pretty good for us, because Marvel's also stepping up their game, because they realize that if DC are stepping up to a level, they have to match it or beat it, and then DC are doing the same thing. So it's great for us. All of the movies will be pretty good from here on out, I hope. There have been rumors that The Lord of the Rings is getting an open world game. Apparently, it is in development at Warhorse Studios, the creator of Kingdom Come Deliverance, which got amazing reviews on their first and second Kingdom Come games. According to journalist Ryszard Chinosky, that's not how you say his name, I tried my best. Warhorse Studios is owned by the Embracer Group, who also owns the Lord of the Rings game rights after purchasing Middle-earth Enterprises in 2022. So maybe we'll see a game that follows in the footsteps of Kingdom Come, but set in Mordor, which would be kind of cool. I'm not against that idea, but I'm just in the boat of I just want a good Lord of the Rings game. Like, is that too much to ask right now? Now you're all caught up. I hope we get more info on the Lord of the Rings game because it is just a rumor. So, I don't know. All they've got is it's an open world game. That's kind of as far as it goes. It's in development. That's it. So hopefully we can get some like good juicy stuff on it at some point. But as always, don't forget to like and subscribe as you'll be getting a Nerd Roundup every Monday at 6 p.m. UK time. If you have any suggestions or what you'd like to see or anything you really want to say, comment down below and I'll try and respond as soon as I can. Other than that, I'll see you next week.